If you're wondering, is it time to move my loved one to memory care? You're not alone. This is the hardest question families face. And the truth is, there's rarely a perfect moment. But there are clear signs. I'm Michael Gill with Texas Senior Living Locators. I help a couple hundred families every year here in Central Texas, Austin, Georgetown, Round Rock, navigate senior living decisions. And memory care is one of the most common situations I see. And over time, I found there are three main reasons a move becomes mandatory. The first is when someone becomes a danger to themselves. This can show up in a lot of ways. Wandering and getting lost, leaving the stove or water running, falling and not being able to get up or get help, even not recognizing their own home. And at that point, it's not really a question anymore. Living alone is no longer safe. The second reason is when their health would improve in a community. They might not be in immediate danger, but they're declining. You may see things like missed medications, not eating properly, struggling with the hygiene, increasing isolation, and isolation is a big one. A lot of people end up sitting in front of the TV all day, but they're just not really processing it. It's just noise. What they need is structure, social interaction, and daily stimulation. And that's exactly what memory care provides. The third reason for a mandatory move, and probably the most common, is caregiver burnout. This usually looks like a spouse who can't physically keep up anymore, or adult children trying to juggle work, life, and caregiving. And it's exhausting. There are ways to keep someone at home, like hiring caregivers, but in many cases, these solutions are temporary and actually more expensive over time than moving into a memory care community. So once you've hit one or more of these three situations, the next question becomes, where do we go? There are three main factors that determine the right memory care community. Number one is care needs, and every situation is different. Some people need more social engagement, others need more hands-on care. If you're looking for what I call the Goldilocks fit, not too much care, not too little, just right. That's what we try and find. Number two is location. Families often focus on where their loved one used to live. But here's what really matters: where family lives now and how easy it is to visit. If we can place someone along a family member's daily route, that usually leads to more visits, and that matters. And number three, budget. Then there's the cost. In the Austin area, memory care typically ranges from about $5,000 a month on the low end to around $10,000 to $15,000 at the high end. The average cost of memory care is about $8,000 though. So budget quickly becomes a major filter. One thing families ask a lot about is caregiver ratios. This is where it gets tricky. Two communities might both say they have a 7-to-1 caregiver ratio, but that doesn't mean they're the same. In some places, caregivers are also cooking, cleaning, doing laundry. We call those universal workers. In other communities, caregivers are only focused on care. And sometimes places will include staff like activities directors, front desk staff, etc. in their ratio. And those aren't direct caregivers. So you really have to look beyond the number. Once you've chosen a place, the next step is to actually make the move. And this is where it becomes very real and very emotional. Before the move, there's quite a lot of preparation. Paperwork, usually about 90 minutes or more, getting medication set up with the facility, providing legal documents like power of attorney, and emergency medical instructions. So let's talk about preparing the room. Most rooms aren't furnished, so it's important to bring familiar furniture, photos, personal items, anything that makes the space feel recognizable and comforting. On move-in day, this is often the hardest part. And in many cases, a child should handle the move instead of a spouse. The goal is to keep things calm. Usually the staff will engage the resident quickly in an activity so that the family can step away without creating more stress. The first few weeks are when the adjustment period is tough for everyone. Families feel guilt, spouses are grieving, the resident is disoriented, even staff are learning how to best support them. It typically takes 2 to 3 weeks for someone to start settling in, sometimes longer. But it's important to give the community time to build routines and comfort. There may never be a moment when this feels easy, but waiting too long often makes things harder for everyone involved. If health, safety, or caregiver sustainability are declining, that's your window. If you're navigating this decision in the Austin, Texas area, I'm happy to help. At Texas Senior Living Locators, we help families find the right memory care fit at no cost to you. And if you haven't already, go back and watch part 1, where we cover what to do before you even start looking. Next, in part 3, we'll talk about what happens after the move. My name is Michael Gill with Texas Senior Living Locators. Thank you and good day.